Hello YouTube, welcome to another Performante podcast, a podcast for traders by traders. So in this video, I'm sure you've seen it, and the title is talking about persistence. Now what is persistence? In my view, persistence is patience plus determination. So it's the ability to keep on moving forward in spite of difficulty, opposition, losses, things that are not going in your way, and you still are able to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep on moving forward. In a lot of aspects of life, yes, this is important, but I do think that in trading, it is really vital that you actually have persistence because the amount of losses that you will take in trading is pretty excessive compared to what a lot of people think before jumping into the markets. When I'm talking to new traders, when I'm talking to people who are unaware of the potential risk reward, win loss, all those ratios that we like to use as traders, a lot of people don't understand that a trader could lose 50% of the time, even 60% of the time, and still be a very profitable trader because they're winning more than they lose when they do win. Now, although this does sound great, objectively, having many losses, 3, 4, 5 losses in a row, and getting slapped in the face, losing money each time is very, very difficult as a trader. When you're inexperienced or are new to the game, you think that you're going to win 70, 80, 90, even 100% of the time, and you put so much time and effort and work into your analysis, and if it doesn't go your way, that's a big setback, because not only do you get your ego a little bit tarnished because you lost, but you also lose your money that you've gained through your hourly pay, or you've been trading and you had a big win, and it slowly knocks you back a little bit, and it's a little bit demotivating, and it's not easy as a trader to understand that your win-loss is not nearly as important as your risk-reward. I found that if you do have a bit of a challenge dealing with losses, it might be a better idea to have a higher win-loss ratio and to lower your risk-reward, because then you are getting a higher win-loss ratio, giving you a lot more confidence because you're winning a lot more than you lose. Whereas on the flip side, if you have a very solid risk-reward, like let's say your average risk-reward is 4-1, 5-1, 3-1, you can lose half or more of the time and still be profitable. And a lot of people are okay with that because they know that big winner is coming. But if you are having troubles with having confidence and maintaining that momentum, it might be a better option to increase the win-loss ratio, tighten up that take profit, so then you have more consistent winners. Every single trader in the world has drawdowns. Maybe algo traders who just rely on an algorithm to trade for them may not have much of a drawdown. I'm not exactly sure, but as a discretional trader, you will have drawdowns. It is inevitable. We are playing the game of probabilities. You will not have a 100% certain outcome that will happen every single time. That just is not the case. So this means that you will have a chance of having multiple losses accumulate in a short amount of time, and that's what a drawdown is. These drawdowns are very challenging for traders because you are working really hard at it, you're backtesting, you are making sure your analysis is the best of its abilities, and you're still losing money, and that is demotivating, and that's why persistence is so vital as a trader. So it is about persistence, but it's also, I think, about understanding the road you have ahead of you. Because if you understand the road ahead of you, you have a good understanding of what it really takes. And a lot of people get sold the dream without really understanding the level of dedication, patience, persistence, and pain it takes in order to actually make money month over month consistently in the green. And it's definitely not easy, but every single person, I believe, can get there. Everyone starts off at a different level. Some people have a lot less discipline than others. Some people are very disciplined. It depends on your history and your background, but I believe every single person can get profitable. It just is a matter of how long it takes and how much you want to adapt to this new lifestyle, this new shift in understanding your disciplines, understanding the reasons why you take trades, and improving yourself every single day. I think a main thing that people have to focus on when they are trying to have persistence and wake up every morning and go back to the charts and trade and look for opportunities even when they are in a major trading slump is you gotta love whatever you're doing. Not just trading. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are, I don't know, a teacher and you're in school and you really want to become a teacher, you gotta love what you're about to do or what you're doing, because it's really easy to give up on something if you don't truly love it. If you are not passionate about a certain subject or topic, your brain will find every reason and every possible solution to stop, to quit, to pursue something else. And it's very, very easy, especially in this day and age where you see so many people do so many interesting things, even on the internet. If your goal is to make money from your laptop and that's just it, I feel like there are a lot of easier options than trading if you just want to work from your laptop. But if you absolutely love dissecting charts, looking at price action, figuring out why price moves the way it does, this is definitely the pathway for you. One way that I found helps a lot with having that persistence, being able to wake up every single morning and do this, would be to A, be grateful, and B, celebrate the little victories. And in trading, it can be a little bit challenging, but even celebrating, hey, I set a stop loss there, I took my losses, I manage my risk pretty well. That is still considered a win if your trade setup, your entry, your position sizing, if everything else was properly done. Even if you took that loss and took that L, that is still considered to be a good trade. Now, a lot of people think if you win money, it's a great trade. If you lose money, it's a bad trade. And that is not true at all. You could have a terrible trade management strategy where you're just going to say, I don't care where it goes. I'm not going to sell. I'm just going to sell when I'm in the green. You could be down 50% and then finally climb back out of it and be in the green and make that win. And that's a terrible trade. That's terrible risk management. But you got to understand not just making money, losing money, but it's how well are you in line with the rules that you're setting for yourself? How well are you in line with the disciplines that you're setting for your trading plan? Are you risking more than 2% of your total portfolio? If you are, why are you doing that? Are you able to manage your risk very well? Are you really precisely entering your entries, but your trade plan is a little bit skewed where you're not taking profit when you should be? All this stuff, you got to understand your trade plan and your system. And if you follow your system, you should be happy with you making the right choices, even if you're not making money. And it's very, very challenging as a trader, because if you lose $500, you are not going to feel good. That is just human nature to not feel good when you're losing value. It feels like minutes, right? If you're a swing trader, yes, it can be days, but it definitely doesn't feel good when you are losing money. But the process of trading requires us to stick to our plans, stick to our very rigid disciplines, and if we are able to do that, that is a win in our books. So the final thing I want to touch on persistence is looking at the bigger picture. I feel like a lot of people, like I said before, are sold the dream, telling them they're going to have $1 million by the end of this year, and how it's so easy to make substantial amounts of money trading, and it is very, very false. It is a very profitable business once you gain a very, very high level of knowledge, once you've put in the tremendous amount of hours in order to get good at anything. But if you look at any professional in the world, it's pretty easy to make a lot of money if you excel at one thing. If you're into snowboarding, hockey, tennis, if you're even into literature, you could write books, you could trade, you could sell stuff online, you could be good at marketing, you could be good at business development, you could even be good at really anything, mining. There's so many things that you can excel at in order to make a substantial amount of money. But in a lot of fields, they know it takes a long time to get to that elite level where you're making substantial amounts of money. But in trading, a lot of people get sold the dream of, hey, if you just follow my signals, I will instantly make you rich. And A, you are depending on someone, which is not good, and B, that is just not the case. If someone's telling you that they can make you rich in a year, it's probably false advertising, and you should probably walk away. We do not advise our students, yes, you will be rich instantly. We tell everyone it takes a lot of time. We're not here risking 20% of our account to potentially make 50. That's not how it goes. We're risking very small amounts of money in terms of percentage, 2% at maximum in order to gain, let's say, 4, 5, 6% of our total account. Now, that may not seem like much, but if you look at the average return on an S&P 500 or any index, it's what, 6, 8, 10% a year. And we can make that in potentially a single trade. Now, yes, we do have losses, but that is the power of compound interest working to go towards your goals. And compound interest takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So understanding the bigger picture, understanding that it takes time, like for example, it's not going to take a year to understand the basic rules of trading, risk management, psychology, but not just to read it and say you understand it, but to live it every single day. It takes around 2 years, I would say, at a minimum, before you truly understand all aspects of trading and when you can really be independent, backtest your own strategies, look at how you can improve yourself. And yes, it can take shorter, but in my opinion, and my experience, it takes a very long time to understand all aspects of trading, where it'll be psychology, whether it'll be risk management, trade management, backtesting your strategies, understanding what works for you, what doesn't work for you, how to cultivate proper disciplines in order to actually make money trading, how to create a good schedule for yourself so you are able to perform at the peak levels when you are trading. There's so many things that go along with trading, not just looking at a chart, but you got to create an entire lifestyle that promotes good trading habits, meaning waking up early, doing your due diligence, not partying all the time and being hungover, having a good solid diet that you can fuel your body with, working out so you have energy. All this stuff is so vital to become a proper trader. So I'd say not just looking at charts, but understanding the lifestyle that you sort of have to live in order to actually become a good trader is very beneficial for persistence, because if you have more energy, it's easier to push. If you have more time in your day, if you're giving yourself that time, that chunk of time every single day that you're practicing, you're going to get better, and that's going to help you build confidence, giving you more persistence when you are live trading. Even to this day, I paper trade almost every single day. It may not be to the level extent that I used to, but I still practice not even trading real money all the time. That's called paper trading. I use the replay button, and that is so important to me because it builds my confidence. If I see a setup, I'll say, all right, let me trade that over and over again. And every single setup that I see, I may have not taken it in a live trade, but I'll backtest it, 2-3 times to really make sure that I know exactly what to do in that circumstance. So building the confidence is a vital part of it, and I think confidence is very, very important for persistence, because you know you're capable of doing it. If you don't have the confidence, if you don't have the experience backing up your trading and your psychology, you will really easily get beaten down, and you will always have doubts in the back of your mind saying, oh, this might not be for me, this trade might not go the way I want it to because of XYZ, and that's just being unconfident. Yes, there's uncertainty in trading. There's always going to be uncertainty in trading. You're never going to have a trade that is 100% guaranteed to work. That just does not happen. So you have to have the ability to make choices even if you're not 100% confident in the trade, because you're confident in yourself and the ability to make money if this trade doesn't actually follow through. You have the ability and the knowledge and the confidence to know, yes, I have been profitable the past month, the past couple months, the past year, whatever it is, and you understand that no matter what, you are going to be able to pull profits from the markets because you are a good trader. So like the old saying goes, practice makes perfect. And you can't be perfect as a trader. You can't have a 100% win rate, does not happen, but you can be almost perfect in how you trade your system and how you trade your setups, because you will lose 100%. That is a guarantee. That's not going to be something that a trader should be worried about. What you should be worried about is, are you able to follow your system to a T without fault? That is the true goal of a trader, and I think the shift needs to occur from, okay, I need to win a lot, to, okay, I need to have the ability to be so disciplined that I will be able to follow my trade plan no matter how the market's looking, no matter what anything is doing, you have to have the ability to stay persistent and stick with your trade plan. And it's definitely not easy taking losses and still understanding that that's part of the process. But as time goes on, as you take trade after trade after trade after trade, you will kind of get not numb to the idea of losing, but I learn a tremendous amount from each loss I take. And I take losses with a grain of salt. I know that they're inevitable, and I look at them very, very carefully, and I think to myself, how could I have done this differently? And sometimes there's no answer to that. Sometimes the answer is nothing. I did the best I could. The setup looked really, really good. There was an A+ setup, and it just didn't play out the way I intended and the way I thought, and that's all right. But if you are doing something that is limiting you, that is losing you money, that you wish that you could change, that is when you tweak the system, and that's when you tweak your actions in order to best fit yourself and the way you trade and the system that you've created. So if you're an upcoming trader right now, or if you're trading for years, it doesn't really matter. If you are waking up every single day, getting back in the markets, I respect you immensely. I know that it can be a lonely road as a trader. Just know that your story is not an outlier in a way. Every trader has had major letdowns, major losses, really challenging times, and they fought through it. They had the grit and the persistence to keep on pushing even when, the market's telling you to stop, friends and family telling you to stop, your own brain's telling you to stop, but you're just putting a line in the sand and saying, this is what I believe in, and I will do whatever it takes to get there. And that is the true meaning of persistence, is seeing the bigger picture, seeing where you want to be 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and understanding that one day, 1 week is not going to completely destroy you if you have proper risk management. You got to take those losses, you got to take those punches, and just get up, manage risk, and say, that really was a shitty feeling, but I have to learn from it. I have to collect every piece of data I can from those losses and try to improve my system, try to improve my entry, my trade management, risk management, position size, all this stuff. You have to have the ability to adapt very quickly, but then also have the ability to get up and just brush yourself off and continue moving forward. So I hope you got something from this. It was a bit of a shorter podcast, and we haven't done one for a little while, and we were doing a lot of stuff over the holidays for 2020, but now that we're back into the groove of things, we will continue on with the YouTube videos, and I really hope that you enjoy them. And have a great start to 2020, a new decade. It's very exciting. I think 2020 is going to be absolutely crazy in terms of global macro, in terms of crypto. It will be a very, very interesting decade for us. So I hope that you do enter our community. We'll be talking about crypto, stocks, global macro, all this stuff will be discussed in the Discord. So I really hope that you are able to enter and either talk to Nathan or myself, Keith, and we'll be able to hook you up with some free stuff. So until next time, have a good one.